We got a really good view today, like an exceptionally good view. Got the river right behind me, these trees, this water. This is just wonderful. Looking good. It's feeling good. A quick visual description before we get going. I have long brown hair, glasses, a gray shirt, a silver bracelet, coffee mug in hand, and of course behind me I have trees and foliage and water and rocks. And it's all a bit overcast right now, but in the best way. Grab your coffee, tea, whatever it may be, whatever makes your day excellent. I'm sure that there's something right now that will make your day excellent. So whatever that is, I wish it for you. That's some very good coffee. You know, confidence is a tricky thing. And what can make it so difficult is it often stems from a disconnect between our thoughts about ourselves and our thoughts about other people. That's not the only place it derives from, but that's most certainly one of the big ones. And sometimes we think a lot more of other people than we could possibly ever think about ourselves. I get it. I understand. It makes sense. You can see what everyone else is doing, see what they're accomplishing. You can see all those benchmarks of maybe success that you're looking for in your life, or benchmarks of what's perceived of as success. And that's actually a good thing to point out. A lot of it is a perception of doing well, as opposed to actually necessarily doing well. With that in mind, and with that little acknowledgement, let's also remember that what we see is only a part of the story. Only a part, a little bit. There's all sorts of things going on in the background. There's all sorts of things going on in their personal lives. There's all sorts of work and struggle that, oftentimes we don't see any of. We don't see it. It's invisible to us. And how are we going to flip this around to the topic at hand? Well, because the moment you realize that you're only seeing that little sliver of the story, the more you can actually start to overlay that reality on your life. Someone right now is looking at you and thinking that you are a success, that you're doing great things, that there's stuff going on in your life that they wish they had. Kind of a vicious cycle of us all having similar sorts of perceptions about other people. But it's also a good way to have a perception about ourselves that, we're not really all that different from anyone else. Whether or not someone else is looking at your life and saying, oh my God, I wish I had that, or you're looking at someone else's life saying, I wish I had that, you're both in the same boat. Only seeing part of the story. And you're both probably also doing one thing in common as well, and that's being less of you and trying to be more like the people you wish you were. Not the way to go forward, isn't it? In fact, if you're going to go forward, you need to fall into yourself. Embrace who you are, what you're capable of, and truly, truly see the value that you bring to the world. Be confidently you. Now, the confidence might not be there, but you are. So start with that. Start with following your own opinions, your own advice. You give people advice and that works out well for them, and then maybe not take that same advice for yourself. a missed opportunity. Big one. Lean into your strengths. Truly embrace the wonderful person you are. Even if you feel conflicted or there's some contestation between who you are and where you think it's going to get you, you can't be anyone else. Everybody else is taken. So you're going to have to be you. And confidence builds over time. It really is a stacking effect. Once you have one bit of confidence, the next bit of confidence can be neatly laid on top of that. Making a tower or a chain or a wall, however you'd want to look at it. And every little interconnected bit of confidence you gain is all going to continue to build upon itself. But it starts with ourselves. See, if we don't take the time to be confident and be us, or if we don't take the time to be us and allow ourselves, our own internal self-image, and our own being to be what's gaining confidence, any confidence we build can be easily toppled. The moment we crack and show who we are and we're met with some sort of obstacle or disapproval or conflict, our self-image can crumble. And that stacked confidence can collapse. So start with you. Start with who you are. Start with what you do. Start with what you think. Start with how you feel. Allow your confidence to build naturally around your own being. You're going to go a lot further that way. And like all things in life, there's no fast path. There's no short road. And if you find a short road, oftentimes whatever's at the end isn't really going to be as fulfilling or as complete as it could be. It won't be as strong. Not as strong as if you build up from yourself. And do yourself a favor. Stop looking at other people's stories. Or at least stop looking at them and wishing, if only it was me. If only I was them. Because you're not going to be. You're going to be you. And what you achieve and where you end up is going to rely on you. Now get yourself an extra cup of coffee, tea, whatever it may be, whatever makes your day awesome. I know I like a really big cuppa. I like my warm coffee. I like my good days. I like my peace of mind and the comfort that it brings to me. Now, before I get going today, I am going to talk to you for a moment about Kindle Vella. Now, Kindle Vella is an awesome platform that Amazon launched last year. And it's a really fun way for authors to release their stories and for readers to get involved in those stories. It allows us to release serialized content in the form of episodes. Just like when we used to watch TV and all those long, long agos. Now, these episodes, you can go ahead and you can start binging a writer. You can find stories and you can go right through. Or you can dip in and out, checking out many different authors, seeing what you like, seeing what you don't. No matter what, though, the first 3 episodes of any story are free. After those first 3 episodes, you can unlock further ones with tokens within Kindle Vella. And of course, you can actually like a story, as soon as you read it, you can like an episode, hit a little thumbs up right at the bottom. You can follow that story. You can favorite stories. You can leave a review the minute you get through with your first episode, which is awesome. It allows so much freedom and immediate feedback. For the readers, there's freedom and the ability to dive into lots of different things that maybe they would have read before. And for authors, we actually have an immediate feedback from you, our readers. Now I have a few different stories on Kindle Vella, but I'm going to tell you about my newest one, and that's Kindly Can We Go. There's going to be a link somewhere nearby, and it's a really fun story. If you're not familiar with my fantasy work, this is an urban fantasy, meaning it takes place in a world not too dissimilar from our own. And it focuses on a woman named Kindly who's looking to fill some aspect of her life. Feels a bit empty. In the first episode, she decides she's going to help out a friend, Lacey, and Lacey, she lets her move in. And that in itself is awesome. A friend helping a friend. But there's an undercurrent because this is a fantasy story. And in that undercurrent, something else comes to that home with Lacey. Something that neither of them understand or expect. It gets a little gritty. But I humbly ask that you give it a chance. There's currently 5 episodes available. Please like each episode, leave a review, and of course, if you can or if you wish to, favorite the story, and please share it on your social media. I would appreciate it so much. It's going to help other people find me. Now, I'm going to wish you the absolute best. Take care, be excellent, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye, everybody.